Hi guys, welcome to another video. Hope you're all keeping well. Now for this video I'd like to talk about a movie that I watched just last night on Amazon Prime. The movie was made in 2022 and it was directed by Nathan Shepka and it stars Michelle Longden and Ella O'Hara. The director also stars in the movie actually as one of the characters. Okay then guys, but I haven't got the DVD with me at hand, so what I'm going to have to do, I'm going to have to just talk basically from memory and give you an outline of the story, and at the end of that I'll give you my ratings on what I thought of the movie and whether I'd recommend it to buy. Alright then guys, so let's just get underway with this. Okay, so When Darkness Falls follows the exploits of these two American girls who together go on a long hike through the Scottish Highlands, very, very remote setting, and I love the setting, by the way, in this movie. Now, the hiking and that, and they come across these two rather shady miscreants in the pub who try to chat the girls up. Now, one of the girls she likes the fellas and that, she wants to stay with them, but her mate wants to go and that, you know. So when a mate leaves her alone in the pub with the guys, but later on she discovers that her mate has gone missing, and it all basically just goes downhill from there, guys, into a living nightmare for this girl as she tries to find out where her mate's gone to and that, you know, is she still alive, is she dead, you know. And oh yeah, it's a really enjoyable psychological thriller, and as I say, lovely scenery and a great solid performance by all the cast. Yeah, I won't give away too much of it, guys, so I don't want to spoil it for you. This movie is now available on DVD, so I might get this for my collection actually, because that's how much I enjoyed it. It has got a couple of flaws in it, but more on that later. Yeah, okay, so yeah, as I say, lovely scenery and a great storyline, you know, involving these two girls and that, hiking through the vast wilderness of the Scottish Highlands and that, you know, great scenery, and every now and then they stop and have a rest and that, you know. And one particular instance, they're sitting there on I think it's like near the top of a hill, and you see this guy looking up at them, and one of the girls, the girl that goes missing, she's sort of like Andrea, the dark girl. What she does, she's all made up. She starts waving to him. What does she do? She pulls her a jumper up and she flashes her bra.
Oh, you naughty boy!
Yeah. So the guy who's watching them, we meet him later on in the pub. He professes, he says he's an ex-copper, but you don't really know so much about him. So that's the fourth character that comes into the story, we know, as well as the two villains and that, you know, and the two girls. But in regards to the two villains who he meets in the pub, very, very shady duo, because it starts off, the movie starts off, they're just basically in the streets, ready to go off on another sort of adventure, if you will. But as the movie goes on, we discover that they're small-time crooks, because what they're doing, they're robbing money and that, they're into drugs and that, and what they're doing, they're putting drugs into girls, abducting girls, drugging them, abducting them, raping them, and then dumping them in the middle of nowhere. So yeah, very, very shady pair. One's more sort of harder than the other. You know, the other guy's a little bit more weaker. But the main guy, I think that's actually the director, Nathan Shepka. Always a real Bruce he is and that, you know. Yeah, but the movie, it's very, very intriguing, because you don't know, as the movie goes on, it gets more and more, you know, if you complicated, you know, because you don't know who's in on it and that, and who isn't and that. And when he goes to the pub and that, even the barman's a bit suspicious the way he behaves towards the girls. So you've got all that, you know, going on but yeah, I enjoyed it. Now, don't go into this movie expecting gallons and gallons of blood and gore, because you won't get it. But there is some blood in it, you know, but don't expect it to be a bloodbath, because it's definitely not a bloodbath. It's more of a psychological thriller, which did have me on the edge of my seats despite its flaws and that, you know. There were a couple of dodgy American accents and that, which I don't want to go into too much in that, and a couple of dodgy decisions, but on the whole I didn't let them ruin the movie, because the story was that good, you know. I kept with it, I didn't fall asleep, and I wanted to find out what happened at the end, you know. So yeah, I can highly recommend this one, When Darkness Falls. It's very, very reminiscent, guys, of I Spit on Your Grave, and another movie that was made in 1970, written by Brian Clements, and Soon the Darkness, which you'll probably know, you probably know about, because I've spoken about that quite a bit on my channel, where two girls go hiking on a hiking holiday in the French countryside, and just like this movie, one girl goes missing, Michelle Detrice, who was Bessie in Some Others Who Haven't, and the mate's left to sort of like look for it and that, you know. So, but yeah, I enjoyed it, guys. It held me attention. I most probably will get it for my collection and that. And if they release a Blu-ray, I'll get the Blu-ray, and it'd be good if it's got some extras on as well. Yeah, so that'll be the icing on the cake. Yeah, and when the story concentrates on Jess, she becomes the main protagonist. You feel really feel for her because she's encountering these. There's not all that many characters in it, guys. It's set, as I say, it's set in the remote Highlands and that. There's only a couple of characters in it, but what characters she meets, you know, you really feel for her because you don't know. You know, she wonders, can I trust him? Can I trust her? And that, you know. But oh yeah, it does. It's a good psychological thriller, guys. It really is. When Darkness Falls. And all the characters are quite multifaceted, and each individual character brings their own kind of personality, their own quirks to the movie, which makes for a really good, enjoyable, solid storyline. You know, good depth of character, and the excellent use of the Scottish Highlands adds great production value to the movie as a whole. Really loved the setting and that. Yeah, really enjoyed it. And the movie cleverly entwines local history and dodgy dealings to make for a really good, solid, enjoyable storyline that is guaranteed to have you gripped right to the very last scene. Quite a few twists and turns in this movie as well, guys. And I love, as you know, guys, if you've been watching my channel, I love a good twist in a movie or even in a book. You know, love the twists. So yeah, as I say, really enjoyed When Darkness Comes, and it's a kind of like I suppose you could sort of look at it as a kind of Hitchcockian movie as well. You know, it's got that sort of like ticking clock, level of suspense and that. It's getting, darkness is coming soon and that. And you really feel for the girl, like, who's like left on her own and like, looking for her mates and that. Don't know what the hell's happened to her. And you wonder, is she dead? Is she alive? And oh yeah, very entertaining story. In fact, as soon as I started watching it, I thought to myself, oh, this is very reminiscent of And Soon the Darkness, But as I say, getting back to the flaws, thankfully they were few and far between, and they did not detract too much from the movie, certainly not to the extent that I wanted to switch off, But so yeah, I really enjoyed it, and that despite its flaws and that, but as I say, we're very few and far between. Yeah, great performances by the cast. I've got no complaints at all, and there's some real tough scenes in these guys, some real gritty scenes and that. Fist fights and that, and as I say, don't expect to go in it expecting to be a real bloodbath. It's not that, but you will see some blood spilt in it, when it's sort of like these various encounters are sort of like played out in the movie and that. But oh yeah, really enjoyed it and that, and so there you go, guys. That's my review of the 2022 British psychological crime thriller When Darkness Comes. Have you seen this movie, guys? What did you think of it? Did you like it as much as I did? Leave a comment down below. Let's get a discussion going about this movie. Yeah, but oh yeah, this is the kind of storyline I like, guys, and that, great story, great characters and that, and these two miscreants and that, they're a right pair. They really are, because you don't know what they're going to do next, and particularly the main guy who I just said before, the director, he's the meanest of the two, and the really dodgy pair, they really are, and that, so yeah, it's great. Yeah, great story, great characters. Okay then, guys, I'm going to give a rating now. I think I'll give this movie, I'll give it an 8 out of 10. Just lost a couple of points for the flaws, but I must emphasise they're very few and far between, not to the extent that I wanted to switch off. Yeah, so I think 8 out of 10 is a reasonable rating. Okay then, guys, that's it. That winds up my review, and as I say, I will probably get the DVD and add to my collection, and I could watch it again. Yeah, okay then, guys, that's it. The usual, like the video, please feel free to share, subscribe, comments, and it all going well, I shall be back again very, very soon with another video. Take care. Bye for now.